to the Mind of Basketball podcast, also known as the M.O.B podcast. I am Evan.
And I'm Ja.
And this is our basketball podcast where we recap, break down, and analyze players and teams from the previous games from the previous day. How are you this Wednesday afternoon, Ja?
Still tired.
You tired? What's wrong?
Yes,
Why are you so tired?
Blame work and myself.
But you got to get the bag, right? Chase the bag.
I gotta get to the bag, right? Yeah, this
Chase
is how
a bag.
Chase a bag.
You got to get to work. So do a lot of us got to, you got to get money. As for everyone else, I hope you're getting money as well. Hope you're having a good day. I hope you will have a good day. A lot has happened last night in terms of basketball and around the league, around the association. Some big nights from players, some good games, and we're gonna dive right in with the first primetime game we were talking about, which was the last game that happened last night between the Pacers and the Warriors. And this was a good back and forth battle up until I say the final 2-3 minutes of the game, in which the Pacers had key stops and made big shots to close out the Warriors and win this game. Let me get your thoughts on this game, John.
Well, what you said right there, it was a close game until the end, until that last moment, really.
Yeah.
This was more, I like to say in the beginning, was more of like a defensive battle in terms of both teams playing it well on both on the defensive end. But of course, people of course still have to make their shots. And let's just say, the Warriors had a hard time capitalizing down the stretch, and then the Pacers were able to take advantage, and especially they went down low a lot of times.
Yeah, I see those last few minutes when the Pacers they was down 88-90, down by 2, and they just 10-0 run. Had great defense on the Warriors. Warriors couldn't hit their shots, and meanwhile the Pacers were hitting their shots.
Yeah.
They hit all their threes. You said their defensive battle, yeah. In the first half, they wasn't really doing that well from deep, but then towards the end, they didn't care. They open, they gonna shoot.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how they was able to close out this game.
Yeah, and that's a story with a lot of games in which there's times where both teams could be going well, but one team can't find their shot and the other team just could.
Towards the end.
Towards the end.
Because both of them couldn't really find their shot.
Yeah. Towards the end.
Yeah, Miles Turner had a really big night. He had 22 and 12. Yeah. And these are the kinds of games that I like out of him, because everybody that's been watching him or known about him been waiting for him to take that next jump step. And it seems that next step, and it seems like we've been waiting for a while. Like we just waiting, like when is he gonna take that next jump? And he's had a pretty good season overall, but I want more from him. He's always had good seasons. He's not a bum. He's not even a role player. He's a starting caliber center that should be a star caliber center.
Exactly. And I don't know if it's because of some bonus or him just want to just try to limit his role, but bro, you are one of the modern bigs of this game. You have the ability to put the ball on the floor. You could spread the floor. You could even attack it when needed, while also being so great at the defensive end. Why aren't you at that star level yet? Like, we've seen all the flashes. We've seen how great you were since your rookie season. Why have you not been able to just put that out there yet?
Yeah, we're all just waiting. We're all just waiting for him to do that.
Exactly.
But someone who we're not waiting to do that, because he's always been doing that for the past few seasons or the past couple seasons, Sabonis.
Yeah.
He's another all-star year for him. He's been playing great throughout the season. His inside-out game is really one of the best in the league. I think he's such an underrated player, and because of him being in Indiana and him not being so flashy and all that, kind of limiting factor, especially in the modern day when you have players like Donovan Mitchell and Luka and Damian Lillard and all those players. So he kind of flies on the radar, but he's a really great big man.
Yeah, he's a double machine. He's been low-key putting up all-star stats since the beginning. Like, I remember when he made the all-star team, I got shocked. I was like, wait, I said, how he made the all-star team?
And same.
I guess he's proving people now, but like he's getting more attention. So
Yeah. The more you watch it from you, more that you see, like, oh yeah, there's a reason why he did, why he made the All-Star team, and why people say he's that good and all that. But
exactly.
yeah, a tough night for the Warriors, a tough shooting night for the Warriors, tough couple final minutes for them. But we'll see if they can bounce back in the next games. But sadly for them, they have a tough stretch ahead, facing the Nuggets, then the Suns, then the Lakers. But we'll see.
If they were able to bounce back so quickly, then I felt like
Yeah, yeah. But as for the Pacers, a good road win for them, and they play hard and they play well throughout the season. We'll have to see if they can keep this up.
Yeah.
Well, all right. From this competitive game to a lake show. uh the first primetime game that we meant to be watching and we are talking about now featured the Los Angeles Lakers and just the Los Angeles Lakers. They played the Houston Rockets, but the reason why I said just the Los Angeles Lakers is because it was just the Lakers show. Really.
It was just pure Lakers dominance from the beginning. Houston like kind of came out the gate just they want to play, like the way they was moving and the
Yeah,
way they was
it's
showing
a
the
frustrating situation right now. I don't think it can be fixed.
like nah, I'm not gonna lie, you right to say that. It seems like as if it can't be fixed.
Well,
Huh?
I would like to take the credit, but I was just quoting what James Harden said in this post game interview. So I guess he was right in that situation in saying that.
Look, this is what I want to say, right? The Let's be honest though, we didn't really mention this much. As good as the team looks, the culture is kind of iffy down there right now. Everything new has changed, and Harden don't want to be there anymore. And now you have to deal with the fact of that. You have to deal with the fact of trying to get accustomed to everybody new on the team, along with the fact that with everybody on the team, along with the fact that knowing that your star player don't want to be there is just like, that's a bad look, especially you playing against the Lakers, who are defending champions. That don't look. If you're supposed to be in playoff contention, that does not look nice. That does not look sweet.
Yeah, the Rockets have been really struggling as of late. They won 1 out of the last 5 of their games, losing twice to the Lakers. They beat Orlando, but they lost to Indiana and they lost to Dallas. And so starting off the season, they started off the season what, 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1.
Started the season 2-1, and then losing. It's been downhill for them. But to basically categorize this game, just pull up LeBron's turnaround 3, just turning back like he was Curry. that basically summarized how this game went. Just embarrassing, so disrespectful.
Ladies and gentlemen, that man LeBron James. It's a different breed. I don't know.
Yeah, just I also pull up the footage of Anthony Davis just blocking. I forgot who it was, but then just looking at him.
Man, they got to. I forgot who he blocked. It got to a point where they were so dominant. I think I just I looked away from the TV screen for one moment.
Yeah, an embarrassing performance by the Rockets, who have been playing embarrassing as of late, and a dominant win by the defending champions. But all right, a lot of things happened last night in terms of the association, as I stated. Something that I would like to go over would be the game that featured the Miami Heat with no Goran Dragic, no Bam Adebayo, and no Jimmy Butler, up against the Sixers, who got Ben Simmons back for this game. And even though the Heat didn't have their 3 best players, essentially, they still came out and played great. They played hard, focusing on that, that Heat culture. You're not supposed to lose by 47 like how they did against the Bucks. And they proved that when the next time they played the Bucks, they won, even without Jimmy Butler. So this is just that Heat culture. No matter who's on that team, they're always going to play like that. It's kind of been infused on that team. led by Pat Riley and led by Eric Spoelstra, of course.
Mhm.
And it was surprising to see that they was really kind of like sticking with the Sixers in their lineup like that.
Yeah.
But they wasn't sticking with Embiid. I guess when you don't have a perimeter, a post defender or
Yeah.
perimeter defender that can really stop him, he's just gonna go off. And that's what happened. 45, 18 points in the third quarter. Just he was putting the moves out. Who was it? It was one of the Heat players. I can't remember his name. Let me see if
Yeah,
I can try
Euro
it.
or something.
No, it wasn't Hero. It wasn't Hero.
No, no,
Um,
not hero, but like he did like a Euro step. Is that what you're talking about?
yeah. But I'm talking about like in general. Like he was just dominating.
Okay, okay, okay.
How you say it? It's
Oh, Precious Achua.
Yeah,
Precious.
Precious Achunwa. Yeah, him. Yeah, it was tough night defensively. let's just say that he got a good night offensively and on the board, and on
Yeah,
the boards because he really stepped up. Replacing Adebayo, trying to fill that role, but now you can't really fill that role because
yeah,
Adebayo is
yeah,
just that great of a player, and especially when you're going up against arguably the best center in the league, and
yeah.
that's what he was doing. I mean, post up, in and out, spin move, step back, fade away, hook shots. It doesn't matter. Embiid was going to work.
Well, yeah. Let me put it like this. I know you kind of joked about it, but it was just like you don't have to play tonight. Like you're fine, but like, you most definitely have to play tonight. I think this is the thing. Like since they had to play tonight, they want to come out with ventures and say you guys didn't be able to play. Then we're gonna smoke you for not being able to play. But yeah, we had to be forced to play. Um, but another thing, it just highlights. Here's the second thing. Joel Embiid is reclaiming his spot, or he's making ways of trying to retake his spot as being the best big man in the game. Well, not the best big man, but the best center in the game. Um, when you're 7'2", great footwork, work on a low block, spread the floor, like just do everything. Like, it's just like what else could you do? Like like I feel like look at if I was Precious Achua, I would not like I would just pat him on the back and say it's okay, buddy, it's okay. I know it's hard. It's hard. Like there's nothing
Yeah.
you could do with a behemoth like that. Like he's just built different. So
Mm-hmm.
I love
And what I
respect. Well,
what I love to see specifically about there was one play where Embiid he was open like for a three. He had a good look for a three. He didn't take it. Instead, went into the paint and got a little hook shot inside. I mean that was just great, kind of old school big man basketball that I love to see. That you should be seeing out of a dominant big man, out of one of the best big men in the league.
yeah,
Even if the game has changed, that's still
valuable. Yeah.
yes, that's still valuable and should kind of be like the main premises if you are in that category that Embiid is in.
Yeah, and he played with a lot of intensity and heart. Like you could see, like he was really in a different world in this game. Like the way he separated himself and everything, and he also said it himself during the post game. He feels like as if he's having more freedom to do more things, and he feels more good with the ball in his hands. So
Yep. Who also is playing great. Danny Green, coming off of a terrible night,
yeah,
scoring only 2 points. He almost broke the Sixers franchise record. I think fact check that by the way.
mhm,
Sixers franchise record. He had 9 threes. Was a 3-pointer away from breaking it.
yeah.
29 points, 10 rebounds. He was balling out there for the Sixers. He contributed a lot to this win. Him and Embiid really contributed. Well, yeah, him and Embiid mainly really helped this Sixers team beat this just as underdog Heat team without their players.
Exactly. Well, the Red Ranger was looking like the Green Ranger. That's all I have to say, really.
The Red Ranger.
Yeah.
Oh. So he's not Danny Red anymore.
uh, well, he has to prove it in the postseason, but because that last postseason was kind of
I seen a
me.
comment said Spurs Green is back. I said, hold on now. Calm down now. No,
But yeah,
let's not get ahead of ourselves. But it was a great game performance, and he should be credited for how he played. And the Heat also should be credited for how they played. As I said, Precious Numa offensively on the boards. Gabe Vincent, who stepped up big, Tyler Hero and of course Duncan Robinson filling in those roles, those scoring roles that usually Bam, Jimmy, and Dragic provide. And a great effort by the win, but a even better win by the Sixers.
Yeah.
All right, the other game that I want to talk about real quickly, which happened to be the Nuggets against the Nets, and yeah, KD's back. If you didn't get the memo, I just want to say that KD's back.
Look, I was like, second best player in the world. You could make an argument about him being the best player, but he's not the best player. But he's the second best player in the world right now. Again, 7 foot threat, willing to go off at any night. It's just like, there's nothing stopping that man. There's nothing stopping that man. This is not a shock to me. This shouldn't be a shock to anybody. This is what he's been doing since day one. He's been doing this since day one, to be honest. But Karis LeVert really balled out too.
Yes, he did. He's been balling out since Kyrie had stepped out, and when KD has stepped out, even when KD's return. These past few games. Yes, he's really been balling. That's what Nets fans and everybody else, just fans of basketball, like to see from him.
Exactly.
But yeah, a big win by the Nets against a really good Nuggets team. We'll see what they can do with this lineup because we still don't know when Kyrie is coming back.
Yeah.
So, but we'll hopefully get some details about that soon.
Yeah, it don't look good though. I seen some things and they trying to nothing. We're just gonna move on.
I made my joke. I made my joke when it first came out, but I haven't said anything about it since then because I really want to know what's really. Yeah. I really want to find out what's happening. But if it's something that everybody else is saying, oh please, come on, come on, like. But that's it. Let's move on to predictions. All right. Predictions for tonight's set of games. Let's start off with the Mavericks and the Hornets.
I still want to stick with the Hornets.
I'm gonna stick with the Hornets too. The Bucks or the Pistons. I feel like the Bucks and the Pistons already played like 3 times already.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Bucks.
Bucks. 2 games were postponed. By the way, talk about it briefly. The Jazz and the Wizards and the Magic and the Celtics. That's 5 games now postponed in the last 4 days.
Hey, look, we expected things like this to happen. It's not shit. No disrespect. This shouldn't be a surprise. I know we're getting into a rhythm now and everything, but this was expected. It's still COVID out there, man. So there's nothing really much you could say about this.
Yeah, hopefully this doesn't turn into a bigger issue.
Exactly.
The first prime time game that we'll be talking about features a good one, a battle in New York between the Brooklyn Nets and the New York Knicks. Who do you have, Ja, for this New York City matchup?
This is the reason why Kyrie need to hurry up, man. Can't believe I'm saying this. I got the Knicks.
You got the New York Knicks.
Can't believe I gotta say that out of my mouth.
Why? Real quickly, if you can elaborate about it.
Elaborate about what?
Why are you picking the Knicks?
Well, because this is an important. Okay, it's not really that crazy of an important match, but in terms of New York City, yes, it is. It's an important matchup. There's a team that you are expected to go all the way to the championship, while you got a team that just came in and just shocked people out of nowhere, especially with that bad culture that's going on there. Well, Thibodeau looked like he flipping that around, and
he's trying his best to, yeah.
And Knicks just horrendous.
That's why you got the Knicks. That's a terrible explanation.
Yeah, but it's like that. Yeah, they've been playing so well. It's just
I mean, but they lost 2 straight.
What you mean?
They lost the last 2 against the Thunder and the Hornets.
That is true. But hey, they playing against KD. Let's see if that gives them more energy to come out and be dominant.
Yeah. All right. I got the Knicks as well, of course. But not for bias reasons. I just think that they can pull off this upset. No Kyrie. Kyrie was here. I probably would have leaned the other way.
Yeah.
But I think the Knicks also need a bounce back win after those 2 straight losses, and I think this is a great way to get that bounce back win. They got to come out with energy, of course, inner city battle.
Mm-hmm.
It's of course, so you got to get that pride and that
Yeah.
confidence going, especially for this Nets
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
And for the sake of the Nets fans and KD, y'all better hope y'all win because the memes and the things that will happen if y'all lose. But yeah, I got the Knicks.
Yeah.
Next, the Timberwolves or the Grizzlies.
Timberwolves.
I got the Grizzlies. The Lakers or the Thunder.
Lakers. Lakers.
Lakers as well. The Hawks or the Suns. Coming off that embarrassing performance by the Suns.
I got the Suns.
I got the Suns as well. The next primetime game that we'll be talking about features your surprise team. Yeah, it is just a surprise team. The New Orleans Pelicans against the Los Angeles Clippers. What do you have?
The New Orleans Pelicans against Los Angeles Clippers.
I got the Clippers as well. And lastly, the Blazers or the Kings?
Blazers.
Blazers. All right. I think it's time to wrap things up. Any final thoughts, Ja?
No.
Well, thank you. Oh, that makes
Sorry, I was trying to think of like what did I really have to say, but no.
Nah, you good. Real quickly, just
Actually,
about all the postponements. I really hope that this doesn't end like a short end to the season or suspension of the season, because I feel like now players are getting to their groove now, and teams are getting into their system, trying to figure out their identity better. So I
well,
just hope that it doesn't lead to anything more
well,
severe.
they made new protocols to make things more stricter. They did recently, I believe. So
They need that vaccine.
yes, they do need that vaccine. But hey, again, the NBA has been doing a well job keeping this regulated. But I just want to ask you a quick question. Because I've been hearing about it a little bit and stuff and everything, like just like stupid rumors, right? But what do you feel? Do you feel like Harden is going to be traded or something by the middle or the end of the season, whatsoever? Do you feel like he's gone?
I think he's going to get. I think he's going to get traded in the offseason. I think he's going to remain with the team for the rest of the season.
Okay.
Because I don't know how they're going to find feudal, trades for Harden, James Harden. They probably going to want like your starting lineup for him,
Yeah.
which he is of that value.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's going to be hard to trade him. And I think they're going to need more time to get that trade out. So that's
Yeah.
what I believe.
Yeah. Get your money's worth. Get your money's worth.
Yeah. All right, but we're gonna leave it off at that note. Thank you guys for watching today's pod. Make sure you tune into tomorrow's podcast. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
And make sure you follow our Instagram page down in the description below.
Oh, look, you more focused now. And once again, I am Evan,
And our job.
and this was the Mind of Basketball podcast.